Earl.
You're Earl.
Okay.
The Earl.
Are we? Let's see if we can get a few more people back. What a shame.
Give me the link and I'll send it out to my peeps.
Yeah, I'm going. Abby just sent me a message. I'm gonna go here. Josh. Cool. Wow. So we're back live. So if people were still part of that, we had I'm not too sure exactly what happened. It seems that putting together a 3D printer might have violated the terms of safety on YouTube. Not too sure what's going on. So if we disappear again, we may have to go and speak to them. But you know,
I'm a dangerous man with a 3D printer. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm not too exactly. Not too sure. In all the I think it's coming up to 5 years on YouTube. I have never had a something pulled because of a content violation. But we're going to move forward. We think we might know what happened, but that's just basically part of the learning curve. So Josh, we got through the first 2 steps. How about we go to the third slide here and see whether or not we can actually move forward on this build. As I said, we're going to see exactly what happens, and we'll go. Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna pull the curtain back just a moment here and say that I'm sending the link back out to people who are on, so that they can join us again.
Excellent. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. There's nothing more surprising than being in the middle of something and then getting a message saying, "You're bad boys. Bad boys. What are you going to do?"
I mean, I've known it. I've known it for a while.
That we're bad? I don't think in this
Yeah, I'm a bad man.
Well, you know.
All right, cool. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go? So let's go on to step 3.
Or do we want to wait for a couple people, or do we want to keep going?
I think let's keep going. Right now, we've got 3 people coming in. I think people may continue shuffling in. I'm actually very, very positive that we will work out what it is and get that second part. And if it's not the case, the first part, but if it's not the case, we're going to keep moving on and see what goes on. You know what? It can be a little bit fickle on what's happening. But let's work on the third part of building this 3D printer, or the third step, which is actually those supports that you had placed onto the gantry. So those Z-axis, you've got some what they call L brackets, and they're basically just support to keep them at right angles. So if you want to dig those out and take a look at what's going on, you can see from the instructions just there, you are able to go and actually screw those in, and we will move forward because I am desperate. No, I am on a mission for Josh to have this 3D printer constructed and up and running ASAP. And I just realized that in my rush... Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I think this is the right thing.
Excellent.
That they're asking me for.
Cool.
Z-axis limit switch is what it says.
Just to let you know that Debbie's back. She's excited that we're back on. If you missed it before, the powers... I've got a feeling the AI in the world decided that they were going to... We were just having way too much fun. So they decided to throw us...
You know what? It's happened before. Like when the lockdown first hit, like a lot of people were just posting on Facebook, and they got their stuff flagged and pulled down because it was like right after people went home to work, and it was only automated. So that's what I think may have happened here. If that's anyway.
To be honest with you, I'm scared to say the word lockdown. I think maybe that's one of the things that gets flagged. And you know what?
Maybe.
If it gets flagged, then we'll see what happens. But we're actually here to build this 3D printer. Do you want to show what's on that actual L bracket? Can you just hold it up for the camera?
Yeah. So I'm gonna. It looks like. Can you see that?
Actually, let's take it to your camera, the other camera that we use, Josh. So, yeah.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah. Excellent. So what's actually there? If you can just hold it still for a second. No, turn it around the other way, if you could.
Other way.
And just hold it. So what is actually there, and you can see that little electronic circuit, that's actually called what they call a micro switch. So the idea is that when something touches that, it actually sends a signal to the controller board to say, don't go any further. So I just wanted to show that to everyone, and that's why that's important to be placed. We're not only supporting that bracket, that Z-axis, but we're actually putting a switch in there so that the motors don't butt up against it and just keep grinding away. Thanks, Josh.
I was kind of wondering what that was, to be honest with you.
Well, you know what? I like to I like to try and explain as we go along. So all you've got to do is screw those in. And just to...
It's got the screws in it already, so it's looking like I need to loosen it.
Just going to go back to those instructions so people can see what's going on. And what time is it over there right now, Josh?
It's 5 minutes before 8 o'clock p.m.
It's 8 p.m.
Eastern Standard, or Eastern Daylight Time.
We're coming up to 10 p.m., 10 a.m. actually here. So, we're literally, I'm talking to you from the future, which is always fun.
It's always fun. We do it every time.
We definitely do.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit my lifeline here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do over here.
Okay.
It goes here.
Yep.
Oh, am I just sliding it down?
That's it. You're putting it into place.
Oh, okay.
And again, if we go back to those instructions, you can see that you need if it's an L, you want the corner of both L's on the top left-hand side. And that to me looks perfect.
I think so. Do I tighten this now or just leave it as is?
So if you take a look, there are pieces that slot in. You need to turn those.
Now I get it.
They become like little feet that kind of spin around, and they'll hang on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've got a few more people back. So you know what? We had about 10 before. We're up to 6, so that's kind of nice. It's nice to see Debbie's back, Abigail's back, Audrey's back. We've got a few people watching. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm still... I understand that it slides down. Oh, it's the wrong way. There we go.
Cool, man. So the cool part about this as well is that, I don't think you've ever constructed something using this technique before. So
Definitely
do you want
not.
to go, Josh, do you want to go back to the other camera and just show them what you're actually working with?
Yeah. So it's got... Hang on, do you see this now?
Yep.
So I've got these on the front that I'm trying to loosen. And on the back are these two brackets. And they slide through the rail on the Z, as I think I'm using the right words here.
Right. On the Z rail.
So I had them facing up and down, and now they're left and right. So I think it should lock in now.
So Josh, those are called T-nuts because they make a T, like the letter T, when you screw them in.
Yeah.
And so the idea is that you slip them in and you make them loose enough that when you turn it, it moves across, locks on the inside of that bracket. If that doesn't work, what you can do is you can line them up so they're vertical, and then you can slide them from the top all the way down. So depending on which way you want to do it, that's not a problem. We can't actually see what's going on because it's a little too tight.
Are you able to see what I'm doing over here on the other camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go all the way to the top, where it's still open, we can't see that. But if you slide those T-nuts in, you'll be able to slide it all the way down, and they'll be in the right configuration.
I'm having trouble with this.
You've got to just kind of play with the friction a little bit. But, going to be interesting. So, this is one of those wonderful
I know you
things.
want to reach through and help me.
Absolutely. I'm like trying to control myself so much with the ability to kind of reach forward and be like, let me just show you. But again, once you've done it once, it makes total sense.
I mean, it makes sense to me. It's not working.
Just make sure those T-nuts are vertical, and you should be able to see
they're vertical.
Right? Oh, sorry, horizontal.
Yeah.
I'm saying the wrong thing. I'm upside down. That's why. Try it horizontal. And they should fit in in the length of that slot. I can hear the motors whirling from over here. The brain is engaged. This is not the greatest.
Satisfied when this works.
This is not the greatest view. How about we do it a little bit differently? Josh, if you want to go to your right, we're going to slide those T-nuts along the track that's below, just so that you can kind of see what's going on and everyone else can. So move around. Yeah, kick that box out of the way. Now, the track may be a little bit more, a little bit bigger, but if you go down to the bottom feet that was already constructed.
Yeah.
Right? And then what we're going to do is you're going to slide those T-nuts along the vertical feet. Sorry, I just moved that in a way that I didn't expect to. How's that? Is that flipping around while they're in there?
No.
You find some friction? Okay.
I can't get them to turn.
Okay, we're going to do this the easy way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to unbolt the bolts up until give it a lot of play.
I think I got it actually.
Great. Let's see if that works.
Before we try your one.
Okay.
Nope, that's not working.
So you want to, while you've got them like that, screw them outwards halfway, so the T-nuts won't fall off, but you've got a little bit to play with. So this is one of those wonderful situations where, like I said, I would love to be able to show you, and you'd be like, "Oh, I totally get that." And it's
I just get it.
About experience.
It's just kind of finicky.
Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? Kind of weird. Try it up the top with the T-nut out further, and see if you can slot it into that channel pathway so that it sits out.
That's exactly what I'm doing, except I'm doing one at a time.
Try to do both at the same, so they should just drop in. Should not be too tight. See, this is, again, the wonderful thing you never expect when you're actually working with projects. You think, hey, you know what, this is going to be a piece of cake, and then you get caught on something, a new skill. And this is what making is all about. It's all about learning new skills as you go along.
I think we're in business.
We should be able to see it slide down into frame. Hey! All right. So do you want to explain what you had to do?
I'm not. Oh, hang on a second.
Okay.
All right. So I was thinking to myself, okay, well, vertical goes down easily. And then I was thinking, well, if I could turn it when I get to the bottom horizontally, and then I could tighten it. But I decided, as you were saying, to turn it horizontal at the top and have it loose, slide it in, and then I just did one at a time, and then I kind of slid it down, and now I've tightened it.
Okay.
I hope that's... now, there's one thing I want to see here. It's saying there's like a green check mark for one way, and a red X for a different way. So I want to make sure I've done it correctly.
Right. So I'm going back there. I think from what I'm seeing here, and I pulled it up on the screen. I'm also going to just quickly take a look at my copy that I've got here. I think that happened to be their way of communicating to you about those bolts that we just worked out. But I'm just going to just quickly double check.
Oh yeah, they have to be horizontal. That's what it's saying. Yep.
So that's exactly
You're right.
So it's exactly what we were discussing, and it was a bit of a catch. But hey, you know what? You did great. Let's move on to step 4. And step 4 is all about the Z-height lead screw assembly. And what this actually is, to make that height be able to move up and down and be controlled by a computer, we use what they call a lead screw, or a lot of people would also see them as kind of the threads you would have on a bolt. So it's the same kind of idea. You have a threaded rod. So if you want to, maybe can we turn the 3D printer just around so the front is showing, so we can see it in the same configuration? Beautiful. And on the opposite side of the power plant, or the power pack, what we're actually going to do there is put in a stepper motor, a coupler, and that lead screw. So if you take a look on the screen right now in the blue box, you can see number 8. It happens to be a stepper motor with a coupler, and I'm going to get Josh to show that to his other camera when he's got it in his hand. So there we are.
I think
that's the one, and you can see there.
And then I've got this,
and that's the lead screw.
I'll hold it back up again.
Yep. So you can see there's 2 screws in there, and if you just turn it around to the camera, the screws. So the idea is that there's a slot there. You place the lead screw inside, you tighten it up, and you should be ready to go. So Debbie was just like, "Take a deep breath, Josh. You can do it," and he definitely did.
Oh, I see it. My mom's always, make sure I'm okay.
Oh, you're fine.
So I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
This lead screw has it looks like a rubber sleeve on it. Does that stay on?
No, you need to take that off.
Right on. I thought so.
And can you show the threads on that camera to our following audience? Fantastic. So that is actually a lead screw, and that's actually what is going to. I'll just jump in and turn my camera on. So what that actually is. Oh, we didn't work. There I am. So what that actually is, that lead screw, as it spins, it'll actually move that platform up and down. So we were talking about the tracing element before and being able to do perfect traces and sticking them together. The 3D printer will move it up a little bit, and we're talking minute. We're talking kind of like 0.4 of a mil. So it's very controlled. And then trace again, move it up again, trace again. So Josh, that's what we're going to do. Let's jump back into the workflow, and let's see what we can do about getting that lead screw attached. So there's 2 things we need to do. First of all, we need to assemble the motor. So we'll do that first. Maybe just swivel that 3D printer around so people can see what you're working on, which would be kind of cool. Let's see. Yep, beautiful. Now we can actually see where you're working, and from there.
I'm thinking there's like a pin connector here, and I think that should face inside. I think
the pin connector. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. So there are 2 bolts or 1 bolt. It's a M4, so it's a 4 mil. It's an 18P, which just means the length of the bolt, and you should be able to just place that onto the gantry, and it should click in, and you should be good. Let's see if that's going to do what we want it to do.
Let's get these screws out.
Okay.
And it's saying, I'm not really sure exactly where this goes.
So if you want to just hold that back in the place, I think you just need to turn it 90 degrees. Yeah, and so you see that little black bar? That black bar has to be up against there, and then it's where the
Oh, I see now. Yep.
Fantastic, great.
Got it.
So it's nice to know that we're coming up to 20 minutes, and the AI overlords are not going to throw us off. So I think we're kind of okay. I hope we're okay. Maybe we're not okay. Who knows? Unfortunately, we lost a few people, which is a bit of a shame. But as they say, it's a learning process.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's
I think
definitely interesting.
Okay.
Wow.
It's quickly done.
I have a feeling we will never know exactly what was going on before, but that's okay. We're still here and we're still working.
I can sleep at night knowing that. I'm right with that.
You're okay with that? I'm not. It's all good. AI Overloads, nice band name. Yeah, I think my thrash AI thrash metal band is going to be called AI Overlords. It reminds me of The Simpsons. It's like, and I would like to thank AI Overlords. I'd be like the first people to welcome my overlords and
oh,
see
it's
what's
the
going
ant
on.
overlords. It's when they're on the space station.
That's right.
Yeah.
Either ant
Okay,
or
I
AI.
think I've got this. Oh, it's the ants for sure, because he smuggles potato chips on the space station, and then there's ants that show up because of the potato chips.
Okay, cool.
I think I've got this.
Great. Is it really super tight? Because that's what we need.
It feels a little loose, to be honest with you.
With the Allen key, instead of using the long side, put it onto the other side, and that turns it into a bit of a torsion wrench. You can put more pressure on it. So and give it a nice, yeah. You don't want to strip the threads, but you want to make it nice and secure, especially given the fact that this is going to be a part that's going to be constantly moving when you use your printer.
Where will it be moving?
It'll actually be making the gantry raise from the print bed and lower. It'll all make sense once we finish this process.
I trust you.
I'm glad someone does. Okay.
Oh, that makes things easier. I'm moving the bed out of the way.
Sure.
There we go.
So this motor, as I was saying, you were asking me before, you know, what is it going to move? There's going to be a bar across the two assemblies that you did in step one, and that bar will actually hold the mechanism to extrude the plastic, and that will raise from the base plate. And again, that gives that third dimension.
But this motor itself is doing the moving, but it's not actually moving itself. I've bolted it to the track.
That's correct. So that's usually how motors work.
Gotcha.
And it's going to be what it's going to do is the movement is going to be moved kinetically into that threaded rod, that lead screw that you're about to attach.
So
turn it around, tighten it up,
and then just drop in there.
That's it. Yep. Drop in, and then
you don't have to screw it. Just put it in.
Put it in
like that.
And, yep. Or push it all the way down to the bottom, so if it's securely in. And then you need to tighten the two bolts on the side of the connector.
I see.
I'm glad you do. Might be easier if you use the other side of the Allen key, yeah. Allen keys are funny that way.
I'm using one that's too large.
Okay.
A smaller one. Nope, that one's too small. I need one that's just right.
You want to make sure that they're nicely tight as well, because you don't want that rod to swivel in the motor.
So
that didn't work.
No, I loosened it because I didn't think it was totally in the bottom.
Okay.
think we're good.
We're good? Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's move on to step 5. And step 5 is more gantry loveliness. So we're going to start now building the actual gantry that will sit across. And what will end up happening is the lead screw will be threaded onto that. So just double checking, we're kind of almost halfway through the process. So step 5, there's a few things we need. We need the number 6 assembly, which is actually the motor for the extruder. We need another piece of that maker rod. And we need some screws. So, you know, when I built my 3D printer, I had to build every assembly. So the thing that you're actually going to be sliding onto the rod, I had to build that from scratch to be able to slide it onto the rod. And in fact, when you actually get that first assembly, that really big thing with the motor on it, let's show it to everyone on the other camera, because I think that's
I got it right here.
Okay, fantastic. So let's go. Perfect. So let's start with the back there. Just hold it still. On the bottom piece, you can actually see there's a motor. And then if you spin it around, just the other way, Josh. Yep, perfect. You can see another motor on the top part and spin it another 90 degrees so we can just see. And that motor on the top is actually the motor that feeds the plastic into the hot nozzle. So just imagine it as being a hot glue gun. As you pull the trigger, instead of you having to physically pull the trigger, the computer sends a message to this motor to slowly feed material in as it's moving. So that's a really important component. And you can see those two wheels in the middle, they will actually go in between that metal bar. So, you know, this component is the key to actually extruding material out through the 3D printer.
Well, I'm going to try not to drop it. It's a little heavy.
Okay, Josh, you do what you need to do, man. It's all good. We're back watching you assemble everything.
All right, 18 and I think, I'm not sure if 18 or 19 are the same thing. All right, time to rip open some more plastic. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Also, hello, box. Get over here, you box. Okay, I think I'm good.
You good?
Making sure.
I want to look at your face as you're tearing plastic open for the next component. So.
I think this is it.
That's the one.
Now the question is, are these identical or not? They are not identical.
Right?
I don't think.
So let's go back to the instructions, because I love looking at the instructions.
Well, I know you do.
We actually went to the wrong
instructions. One of them is longer than the other one.
Right. That's important.
All right. So I think we're looking for
just one
18.
piece. Yep.
And 18 is shorter than 19. So by process of elimination, this is the one I need.
Cool.
And great. I've got, now I need my screws, which are here. 2 of them, M4 16 screws.
That's the one. So what you need to do is you need to kind of slide that piece onto the bracket, and you need to put a screw in between on both of them. It's a little confusing, but
no, nothing's been confusing yet.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. And I'm looking at the next step as well. So what actually happened? I know. Okay, so I just double checked my notes. So what ends up happening with this piece is that Josh, that piece sits at the end of the bar. You screw it into place, and the piece that actually moves is another assembly we're going to do a little bit later. So if you want to just quickly place that piece on there. You see there's 2 holes at the bottom of that piece, and you'll place that in the same orientation as the picture. So take a look at the wonderful IKEA image.
Yeah, there's not people. This is a solo mission.
In what sense, my friend?
Oh no, I mean like in the IKEA catalogs, they have like 2 people lifting things.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
You know,
this is an individual. So I think your mother is Debbie. Just asked, can you imagine your dad putting this together?
Oh no, he would give up. He would give up, or this is what he would do. He would hand it to me if it was his job to do it, and say, "Here, read their instructions and do it for me."
Okay, that works. Okay,
okay.
Talk to me.
I think I've got this. Yeah, this will do. But it's sitting right next here. Let me show you. Can you switch back to me?
Yep. Okay.
All right. So
you need to hold it up a little higher, my friend. Yep.
I think this goes here.
That looks good to me so far.
But it's sitting right next to that little switch that you talked about.
Okay. So let me just quickly, hold on a second. Let me just quickly, I'm going to switch back to the step. I'm going to look a little bit closer. So there's a couple of things we need to do here. We need to make sure that brass bolt, so you'll see a brass kind of extruder, or like a nipple almost. Actually, let's get it in the right orientation first, Josh. if you go back to your main camera, right?
Yeah.
No, look at me on the computer. Cool. So we're going to use this camera. Hold up the part. Okay. So we need that to be, flip it at 180 degrees in your hand.
Which way? Towards me or away from me?
Towards your face. 180 towards your face. Okay, do it again. Flip it another 180. Fantastic. Now, we need it to go around. I know you can't see me, but let's see if I can share with you what's going on. So we need to now move that piece around this way. So, okay, do it one more. Okay, and we're back where we began. That's kind of funny. Hold it up a little bit higher. I'm just looking for a piece on there. It's probably under your hand. Can you grab it from the top? Okay, can you see where that brass... Oh, I see what's going on. First of all, we need to put a brass piece into the extruder area. We missed that altogether. Do you see that little brass nozzle?
For you, I know what they look like. They're like this.
Can you show it to me again? Sorry, I missed it.
Here, I'll take one out.
Please. Excellent. That's exactly what we're after. So that needs to go onto the motor with all the spring and the handle.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see it on a side. Do you want to just hold it up a little bit so we can see what's going on?
So it's this one, I think.
Yep. Just thread it straight onto there. Perfect. Excellent. Now, while you've got it in that orientation, right? That's the orientation that you want to just hold it up again because I can't see it. Right? Okay. Turn it kind of 90 degrees towards your face. Yep. Stop right there. That's the orientation we want to place the maker slide on. Okay? So the maker slide then gets butted up against the metal part where the motor is resting on. So where you're looking at, you'll see a plate. You look straight forward. No, don't change the orientation. Right? There we'll have 2 holes, and you want to put that part along those holes. Yep.
I'm going to get this.
You're going to get it, mate. You're going to get it. I'm going to give it to you. No. It's all good. So if you do it parallel to that
Oh,
line,
it goes on the outside.
okay.
Yeah. So I see the plate here.
Yes.
But this doesn't fit under here. There's like, this is in the way and this is a bolt.
So that's it. It actually needs to go on the other side. On the other side from where you're putting it. Yes.
That also has a bolt that won't work properly.
Okay. Take a look at the graphic. And that may be the wrong piece, actually. It should have 3 holes at the end that are close together. That could be the wrong...
That'll do it.
To check if it's the right piece or not, you can actually put that that bar up against the 2 Z and see if it goes across, if it fits in. How are we going? How are we looking?
That's it. I think.
Okay, show us, Josh, because all we can...
Okay, so here's where we were.
Yep.
This is this. And it's like that.
I have a sneaking suspicion that that's correct.
So I will say,
yes,
I think it is correct. And the manual was mismarked.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It said 18 and it meant 19.
Okay. Now, before you lock that in, Josh, do you want to put it across the Z-axis to make sure that it fits right across? Because it'll need to slide.
You're asking a lot of me.
Yeah.
I'm holding it in place.
That's
and
okay. Just bring it down a little bit so we can see on the screen. Right. So that bar is right across both?
It goes across both and it extends beyond.
Perfect. That I believe is the right piece.
All right. I think it has to be because
shuffle down a little bit on the couch, and so we can go to the work view and let's see you tighten it all together.
I can. Now the printer's in the way.
Well, you can always move the printer.
Very single-minded.
I'm sure we're going good here, so we're doing okay.
Man,
absolutely
making progress.
I'm just impressed that we're up to 38 minutes and we haven't been kicked off by my new punk rock band, AI Overlords. So got a few more people finding our way back in, which is nice.
All right, let me get the right wrench for this. Oh. There
we go. Beautiful. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this sort of stuff, but it does help.
I agree with you on that one. And I think this manual is mismarked because now I've got these screws. They appear to be the right ones, but they're not long enough.
Really, they're not long enough? To me, that actually that makes me think it's the wrong piece. To be honest with you, it's the wrong bar.
Well, maybe they were right. I don't know.
When you start changing up components that don't seem to fit, then to me that's more a sign that it's in the wrong orientation or the wrong piece.
I will give it a shot.
No problems.
Hmm. You know what? I think they were right the first time. All right, try this. Yeah, it's super confusing, man. Like,
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's a lot easier once you've done it once. That's for sure. So, see, do they put numbers on the components?
No, they're not printed on here.
Okay, that's
It's like the picture is showing 19, but it says number 18. And
right.
to me, it makes sense that it would be the one with 3 holes, not the one with 2. And also, this bar
So
has like a.
So number 18 from where I'm sitting actually has 3 holes on one side and 3 holes on the other side, but the 3 holes on the other side are distant. So it's like 2 and then 1 at the end. And the 18 one, the side we want, has 3 holes relatively close together. So again, I'll just
Right. So
show
that is labeled as part 19 in my manual. So that's what I'm getting a little puffed about. I understand what you're saying.
Cool. Hey man, I just work here.
I have a complaint for the manager.
Any chance we can see what you're doing?
Yes.
Kind of hidden, that's all.
I know. This is hard juggling.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Let me do this.
Okay. So is that seems to be going through now?
The weird thing is, no, it's not.
Are they the right size bolts?
Lined up. Now I got it.
Okay.
It is not lined up properly.
You know, it happens to all of us. So there's another kind of quick trick. If you're trying to line the bolts up, if you actually usually you go right to tighten them up. So if you go left, you can actually kind of unwind them as such, and they line up, and then you just go forward. So don't know if that's going to help you or not, but it's just something to think about as we go through the process.
I think that, yes, no, it didn't.
You need to lower it down, mate. You're out of frame. Work on the other one and then tighten both of them.
Close. This is not
really.
This is definitely the right bar, but like these screws are not. Look here.
Yep.
They're not passing.
I can't see anything. Sorry, man. You've got to put the part in front of the camera. I wish I could move the camera closer to where you're working.
All right. So can you see this?
Yes. Okay. So can you?
So if I turn it around,
yep.
It's not even passing. Like.
I don't think that's the right part. To be honest with you, show me that bar again. So closely. Go pull. I don't think that's the right side. I kind of need you to hold it there though, because it's a little too quick for me to really.
I'm taking what you're saying and I'm just backing out of this because it can't possibly be the right one.
Go take a seat. because right now we're zoomed up in a. It's not a great shot. Let's put it that way.
I actually.
Do me a quick favor. Just push the 3D printer a little bit to your right so we can at least see what's going on. Beautiful. Now we can actually see what you're doing. So my suggestion would be it's one of two things. It may be the wrong, it might be the right size bolt, but the wrong length. So we're after M4 16 by 16. So
yeah, it's the right one.
Okay.
It says it on the back.
Or the other thing is, if that's the 19, let's grab the 18, and I'm happy to go through that and check to make sure that that we've got the right piece as such. If you want to take it to your computer camera, I can. Okay, let's take a look. So that definitely doesn't look like the right one. Can you show me the other end as well?
This is the one. This is not the one I was just working with.
Yeah. Can you just slide it across? Yeah, that is definitely not the right piece. Let's grab the 19 then. Okay. 3. Yeah, that's definitely the right piece. Flip it around again. Yeah, that's the side that you want to bolt on.
Right. I was trying
Perfect.
to do that. But...
So we're just double checking that we're all on the same page. As they say.
I mean, it's possible I'm putting it in the wrong spot. That's that's possible, but it seems like it's the right spot for it.
To me, I think you just put it on the wrong side. I think it's the other side, mate. So flip that bar around.
No, this lines up. Look.
Okay, hold on. Hold it up a little higher. Okay. Move it aside. No, move the bar aside. I need to see the holes on the plate. Yeah, I think you're right. I think. Let me see. Huh. It's a really confusing diagram on this one. Kind of wish that Derek was still with us.
Ooh, I think I understand what's. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the wrong spot.
I think I understand. So I think
that
it's saying
looks way better.
Somehow I have to get these through this side. That's what it's doing. How to do that?
I wouldn't say it's that side. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Go back to. Show us in your main camera again, Josh. Just hold it up a little bit higher. Okay, stop right there. That is actually. Yeah. So you need to hold it. Oh, hang on a second. Stop. It's really hard for me to see. So if you could turn it just a little bit, angle it a little bit to the right. Just spin it to the right a little bit. Yeah, stop there. Can you raise your finger? Okay. So that plate is. No, that's completely. That piece needs to be on the other plate where the nozzle is. With the nozzle, it needs to be on the other plate. Hold it back up to the camera. Okay, so that piece needs to be on the inside. Okay, spin it in your hand again to the right. Okay, go 180. Yeah, stop there. That's where it needs to be. It needs to be on the plate that you're looking at right now.
The bottom one?
No, the top one. The top plate. There. That's your orientation. And if you look at it, it needs to go the other way so that nozzle is where the length of the piece is. So place the piece that you just had it on.
Yeah.
Right? Now flip it 180, like, and keep that end on that. No. Place it back. Okay, stop right there. No problems. Now what we're going to do is you're going to hold that edge on it and just kind of like a lever it right across 180. So push it upwards. Yeah, keep going, right across. Keep going, Josh, keep going forward. Perfect. That's the orientation that you need to bolt it into.
All right.
Okay.
That was a little unclear.
Yeah, I was trying to work out how to get that to explain that to you. If you actually look at the photo, you can see that the upper area, see that nozzle that you placed in, it needs to be along that longer axis. Hold it up a little bit so we can see all the magic that's happening.
This. Oh, no, I think I understand.
And you just need to turn that around so that you can put the bolts through.
Okay. I'm really still very confused, Gil. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So if you want to put it back into where we left it when...
Like, there's no... I'm a little frustrated.
Yeah, I can see that. I tell you what, take the 3D printer off the main table. We're going to do this in a different way. Just so we can work on the table. All right. Sweet. Okay. Now I want you to put the piece, yeah, but I want the orientation of that motor, flip it 180, so that you're matching the
Which direction,
photo.
Dude? Give me like clockwise, counterclockwise, or something. I don't know. Like,
also understand that my clockwise is opposite to you, so do a counterclockwise rotation just on that part. No, sorry, other axis. Stop. Flip it around. Oh no, keep going. We'll do it this way. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, stop. We're going to do the opposite rotation. Okay, rotate it one time.
Okay.
Put the metal bar down. We're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, cool. Rotate it 90 degrees the other rotation. Opposite way. So you're going to go towards your hands, not away from your hands. Josh, can you see me? Instead of doing this,
I'm not looking at you.
Okay, can you? Instead of doing this, we're going to do it this way.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Now put that on the table. Okay. Fantastic. Now take the bar.
Yeah.
And we're going to put the bar on the face that's closest to your hand holding the bar. Not on the inside, on the outside. Okay. Right?
Here.
Now there's going to be holes there for you to thread that through onto that plate. Yeah. It may be under the motor. I can't see from the photo. That's why it's causing us so much hassle.
Yeah, this is where I had it before. It's
okay.
Just that I was putting the screws in from this side.
Yep.
And they weren't getting through. So now I think it has to be from the inside out. Okay.
Possibly. So this diagram isn't the greatest, to be honest with you. There seems to be a part. So you're correct in that. You need to thread the bolts from the inside channel where the wheels are into that piece of metal slide.
That's a bit tricky.
We're going to get there. It's that old saying of too many cooks and backseat drivers.
Well, yeah, I'm also having to like flip it around for you, and I'm like,
Yeah. All right. We're there. We're getting there.
This might make it easier. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. That looks like it's all coming together the way. Um, okay. You're just having a bit of an issue with putting them together, like getting the Allen key in there. Is that what's going
I'm
on?
just trying to find the holes, the posts.
Okay. No problems. That's the face of a man on a mission.
Oh yeah, I am. Don't worry. I'm just gonna do this by hand.
This is what I love about this sort of technology, and why a lot of teachers I know kind of freak out completely. If you're doing this in front of a class, you'd have 20 screaming students going, it doesn't work, miss, or it's not going to work, sir.
Yep.
All right.
It's in now. Got it.
Yeah. All right. We're
One of
getting
them.
there. That was, now we just do the second one. There's always one part of putting something like this together that you will always remember.
I just figured it out. They made it really easy, but I didn't realize that they were trying to do that. So there's holes on the other side that I can fit the Allen wrench through. Okay. And now it's easy. I want to tell you, I have good instincts, because like literally I had it in this exact spot. I just didn't understand that I had to get the screws from the other side. Well, now we got it. Hooray.
That's why it's a learning process. Fantastic. Let's move on to step 6, because
right on.
Now step 6, we're going to take a housing which is 05, I believe. And
05.
We're going to slide that on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to also get 04, and we're going to slide that onto the tube and lock that off. So basically that slidey part is kind of locked in.
Okay, I've got number 4.
Great.
That's this.
Number 5 as well. Yep. Let's show everyone in the camera. Sorry, Josh, you was too quick. So that's the end cap. Excellent.
Yeah.
And we're looking for part 5, which is the actual gantry that will hold the extruder.
Oh, that's this one.
Hang on.
I can't pull it up any closer because it's attached to the printer.
Can I see it? Can you do it at all? Hold it up at all?
Hang on, let me move the printer back onto the table.
Okay.
And then I'll be able to show you.
Great. Oh, we're losing your image for some reason. Oh, no, you're back. The internet got busy.
Possible. So now this is the one, right?
Yep. Just hold it up a little bit higher. Yep. Okay. I think it is. Can you turn it to the side for me? Does it have a fan? Yep, that's definitely the one. Perfect. That's it. Excellent.
All right. So what am I doing?
So if you could put the 3D printer down, we'll do it the same way we did the last one, where we'll put it in the right orientation on the table, and then we can make it all move. So grab the assembly that we just finished for step 5. Great. And then what we want to do is you want to flip it around so that the motor at the end is pointing towards you. spin it on the table. So the motor, see where that sticker is? Have that at your chest and the other side pointing towards the camera.
So this should face this way.
No, I want that side, that sticker, to be as close to your chest as possible, and the other end of the bar towards the camera.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Put that on the table, and then we're going to rotate it around the table to where that nozzle, that brass nozzle that you put on, is going to be at the highest point. So you want to kind of spin it 180 while it's on the table.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so now we're in the right orientation. So what you want to do is you want to slide that other piece in. So the wheels are facing towards where your computer is and away from the 3D printer. Good job. Excellent. And then what you want to do is you want to take that end cap, great, and you want to make sure the wheels are on the outside towards your computer, and you want to use 2 M416 bolts to lock it into place. We've still got 6 people on board who aren't bored out of their mind. It's great. Coming up to that first hour. So while you do that, I'm going to just quickly hit this little thing, and we're going to join you in 2 seconds. Okay. All right. So we're back. Josh is still working on putting that end cap in.
This is going to do it.
Beautiful. All right. I think our issue with this was more about how we orientate the parts than anything else.
Yeah, I will say it's not easy to do this and then also make sure you're seeing it properly.
You know, the beauty of doing things live and in a real environment. I would love to have a chimp, or I shouldn't say chimp. I could just see, like, you know, a little monkey pet, get a cat or something that could move the camera around and zoom in, but that's not unfortunately going to happen this time. But we're still good. If you're still with us, shout out. We'd love to hear from you guys. I know that the last kind of step was a little bit fiddly, but you know what? That happens when you're learning new skills. And Josh, you're a champion because we were able to work that out.
I apologize if I got a little frustrated.
Not at all. In fact, if you weren't frustrated, I would know you didn't care about this process. So, you know, I don't take that personally at all. I think it's just a really cool, you know, we are emotional human beings. And there's nothing wrong with that. See me when I get frustrated. It happens to all of us.
I did see you frustrated earlier.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, there's nothing like caring about getting this live stream happening and finding out that your all the screens that you put together so you could share the steps with everyone didn't work. And you know what? We got through it. So there's no problem. Absolutely no problem.
I mean, I'm getting better at this. I think we are good.
So
take a look at this thing. It's supposed to look like a barn, right?
That's correct. Exactly what it's supposed to look like. Exactly. So.
All right, step 7.
Okay, step 7. We're rocking with gas now. So step 7 happens to be the other end of what you're putting together. So I'm taking a look at this end. So we are looking at parts called 7. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip around that bone part and we're going to slot that in using those T-nuts again. So you're going to take everything that you've learnt from doing the assembly on the main body. We're going to slide those T-nuts in and we're going to tighten those up. So it's kind of like a bit of like, again, another end cap.
Okay.
Okay.
This looks pretty standard.
Practice makes perfect. I remember a joke someone once told me, and it was kind of like, how do you get to, some guy's walking down the street in New York. I can tell you this joke because you live in New York. And he stopped someone and he said, how do I get to Carnegie Hall? And the guy said, practice.
Yes, I have heard that one before.
It's a great joke. I've always remembered it.
Okay. I think I got this. I got this.
Wow. Okay. So Debbie was just telling us that we have amazing patience and work well together. And you know what? I agree. We all need persistence is apparent. Oh, see, that's cool. It's one of the things where, as I was saying before, it's understanding what the issue is and trying different things out. And
so I'm going to do something here.
Okay.
I'm going to walk around the other side of my table to get to this. It's going to be easier. Trust me.
I trust you impeccably. Impeccably? That's not a word.
Implicitly.
Implicitly.
Yes.
Absolutely. Just out of curiosity, have you ever used something like those T-nuts or those slides before, Josh?
Sure haven't.
I mean,
first time.
I remember the very first time I did anything like that, it took me a bit of time to actually work out. You're not coming from an engineering or construction background. It takes a bit of time to work out how the best way of doing it.
I appreciate that.
Mate, I've always found that if you loosen those T-nuts halfway, it gives it a little bit of wiggle room, and then you just kind of slide them in, and then just tighten them up.
That is what they are currently. Come on.
I just wish we could do a close-up to show people what you're doing, but...
I got it.
Perfect. Perfect.
I got one. Nope.
Right. So can I just take a look? Just if you can move your hand. Yeah, no, that's great. Right orientation. And the actual plug is in the right orientation too, I think. Yeah, looks right. You can build my IKEA shelves anytime, Josh.
Oh, I got paid to do this stuff at one point.
You hated to do it?
No, I got paid to do it.
Ah.
There was an app called TaskRabbit.
Sure. We have something similar in Australia.
Yeah. So people paid me to do this. Oh, I got it. I got it.
I'll send you my bill as well. Right. At the end. Here we go.
All right. I think
let's make it nice and tight. Then you, my friend, get to do the next step, which is going to be fun.
Oh, I know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I do. I get to put this thing on the rest of the machine, right?
Not yet. So have you finished that step?
I'm excited about that part.
Step 8, which I'm going to share with everyone, is actually putting a belt to run that part back and forth on. So, Josh, you're going to need part 14, which is a belt. Now, they've actually given you clips.
I see it.
Yep, they're going to give you clips to be able to hook that up to the gantry that slides. When I've done this in the past, we didn't have clips. We actually had to make and 3D print parts for it. So this is going to be really interesting. And I believe it's a lot easier to do it with the clips, and I'm hoping. So there's a couple of things that we need to do. I would love to spin the assembly around towards the camera so we can put it in the same orientation. Actually, put it back to where it was. Oh, no, that's fine. That's okay. But I need the bone part to be towards your computer and the other part to be towards the 3D printer. Okay. That works for me. If I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. That's the fan pointing towards us, which is great. So what we need to do is you need to take the belt and you need to wrap it around that little stopper part that you just put on one end, and also around, there should be a toothed wheel on the inside of where that motor is towards the 3D printer end. Can you see that in between?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that toothed wheel is what will actually pull the belt through. The other end will keep the tension tight.
Hmm.
And
now, does the belt, so I don't know the right thing. This thing that I'm moving right now, you see it?
Yes. Yep. That's the extruder carriage.
So the extruder carriage,
yes.
Does the belt go underneath like this? Can you see this?
I can see, and I'm trying to work that out, to be honest with you. I am totally
You know
trying
what?
to work
I figured everything else out. I can figure this out.
Nah, that's okay. It's just, it doesn't have terribly good instructions. Now, there's a couple of things here. One of them is that, remember that brass nipple that we put on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
That needs to go on the top there as well.
Another one, or I put it in
another
place?
one. Another one. I just don't think we've actually put it on, which is interesting.
They didn't tell me to, so
yeah,
you know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say you. I said the directions.
It was actually on the last step, but we missed that. But that's okay. So we're gonna put that on first. Screw that on top.
Where did I put those? Find where I put them. There they are.
Cool.
So this one, yeah.
So that goes on top of actually the carriage, the slidey carriage, is where it goes.
Right. This one,
and just on the top there. Yep.
It's not really a screw. It's just a point.
Is it just a point? So if you
this
take a
thing
look
here is not threaded.
If you take a look at the instructions on step 8, you'll see they highlighted a red area on the top of that carriage. If it's a point, then that's the extruder. So actually, maybe it's, no, that's okay. I read the instructions wrong. Ignore what I just said completely. That is in the correct orientation.
All right, well,
and that point thing is where the plastic comes out.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start threading the belt through. You might see where the clips will actually align on the inside.
Now I understand. It's all making sense to me now.
Great.
This is what you get with me. I'm an extra personality. I do voices. That's what I do.
Well, it's better than the ones that talk in my head. What was that? What did you just say, little voice? Okay.
All right, I'm going to turn this so it's a little easier.
Okay.
But I promise I'll put it back the way it was.
That's okay. We're just keeping the orientation the same way so we know what's going on. I like that look of determination on your face.
Oh, yes. I am determined.
So those clips are actually on the bottom side where they get clipped into the carriage. So one of the things you might want to do is you might want to clip one of those ends, making sure that you can then wrap it around what they call the teeth wheel or the teeth gear. And then
so here's a question for you.
Yes. Go for it.
I'm going to put this back here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take a look at my camera over on my computer?
Sure can.
So these are the two ends
That's correct.
of the belt.
Yep.
How do they attach to one another?
If you look at the carriage, at the bottom of the carriage, there are places where that fits in. So the sliding carriage, the actual sliding carriage, the extruded carriage, right? So at the bottom of them, if you flip that around 180 so you can see the bottom of it, you'll see that at the bottom, in the corners, they're like little tabs where they fit in. He says. Go back to you.
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. So if you actually go and look at step 6 in your instructions, do you see how in the yellow box at the end it shows where it goes in? By that top wheel, the middle wheel?
You're saying on step 6. Okay.
Step 6, my friend. So I'm going to show everyone here.
No, I was looking at 5.
That's okay. Step 6. So at the bottom, on the bottom right-hand side, there's a yellow kind of image. And you can see in there, they've got those little yellow tabs and black things coming in. They're like little slots.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I do follow you.
Fantastic.
So conceptually, I understand.
So, Josh, if spin it around the way you had it just before, right? Keep going. Just keep going again. Right, now see that middle wheel? Right, to the side of that, to the side of that middle wheel, on each side are those slots from step 6.
Now I understand. These things like this.
Yeah. You got it. Right? All you need to make sure though is that those teeth on the belt are going to match the teeth that are on that gear.
I see. So I might be putting it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's okay because that's an easy fix. Make sure there's tension, so there's quite a bit of tension on there. Because once you lock it onto that gear wheel that's on the inside hub, it's not going to move anywhere. It may be easier to do the gear wheel first, because then you can actually pull the other one to get the tension correct. It's just a suggestion.
Okay. You're the expert.
Maybe some people wouldn't think that.
Now I can't get it out of there.
Is it locked in?
Yeah. It's locked in.
Okay, so we'll just
get it out.
Don't worry about it then. Let's keep going the way you're going. My suggestion would be to slide. No, you got it. I'll let you do it. No, you had it.
Once again,
talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, that's it. So does it go over the wheels?
It should go between the wheels.
Okay, that seems like a crooked track.
Actually, technically, it would sit inside the track.
Oh, I see. So it goes under these, I think.
That's right. That's yes. So to go under the track, under the wheels in the slot as such. That doesn't sound terribly exciting to those who are watching us right now. But what Josh is actually doing is he's feeding the belt, which will control the movement. Hey, Patrick, good for you to join us. He's actually feeding that belt into the T track, the track along that bar, so that it'll be under the wheels, so it can freely move. It's kind of a little bit fiddly.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself some assistance.
That's okay. So Patrick wishes you congratulations on getting this new Ender 3D printer. Patrick, the way it's going, he might throw it out the window before he gets to use it.
No. Look, so I know I'm doing it right because look, when I pull on this,
yeah, it moves.
It moves.
Yeah, it's a little bit too high for us to see though, Josh. So
that's all right. I'm accomplished here. Very accomplished.
Cool. So again,
it's absolutely tremendous.
We're getting there. So again, I'm just trying to pull up that window, what we're doing. So this is actually step 8. I thought we were back at step 5. We've moved quickly. We're actually just attaching that belt onto the Ender. And for those of you who just joined us, it's easy to the belt after you have it on the rail on. Look, we realize that, Patrick, because this is the first time that Josh is doing it, and I've built similar machines, we're actually following the instructions from Creality, and this is, as I say, step 8. And step 8 seems to be to do that step before actually attaching it. But we're getting there. We appreciate it. Wish you were there earlier. We would love to have that feedback. So that's a bit better.
I think.
How are we looking?
I think we're looking good. So I've gotten it through the wheel.
Can't lower it onto the table, my friend. Okay.
Gotten it onto the wheel.
Okay. Now here. when you slide the gantry, if it's both attached, does the motor move?
I haven't attached the other end yet.
Okay. So you will. Here we go. So you might want to make sure that it's as tight as possible. Remember that the teeth will actually give it some friction now because we're doing the other side, but let's get it done. All right. Does that look like success or?
Not quite in yet. I'm just having trouble getting it.
Push the cradle towards the piece because it will be very tight because you want to have some tension on there. This is again, this is a moment where I would love to be able to reach into the computer and give you an extra pair of hands.
It would be helpful, I'm sure.
Well, we try. This is the sort of thing that I absolutely love doing. I'll do this as my downtime. So I'd love to be able to help. Okay, how's that looking now? It's still not attached?
No, not quite. No, it's kind of like very, very, very touchy.
Yeah, just use your words. I need explanations.
Okay, I'll show you.
Please show. Okay. Show me. What's going on?
I'm not sure. Yeah. So I'm trying to attach this, slide it under this little slot, and it's.
So I would push
Right?
the carriage towards that end that you want to. Yeah. No, just give it a little bit of kind of tension. Part of what could be the issue is, remember that you place it around the teeth. If it's got maybe a gap, you're going to be able to pull it. It's not going to give you the length you need. So what you need to do is you need to because we end up putting that other side on first, and I can't help how you're. So hold on, I've got a thing. Abigail's telling me YouTube is definitely kicking you off again if you managed. Loosen the tensioner, Patrick says. So that's great. Which part is the tensioner? It doesn't show us what it is. Oh, okay, absolutely. I totally get what. Remember the plug at the end with the 2 screws?
Sure.
Right? If you undo those a little bit, it will give you a little bit more slack on that. Thank you, Patrick. Of course, I didn't even think about it. So Abigail's saying YouTube will definitely kick us off again if I reach through the computer. Okay, that's a joke. For a second there, I thought, oh, damn, we're going to get booted by the AI overlords. But thank goodness you scared me there for a second, Abigail. Just a second until I understood what's going on. Patrick, perfect solution. Thank you so much for sharing that. So the brass belt ends go down the same way as the nozzle, which we've got set up. Did that give it a bit more tension? Like just release?
No.
Just release it, slide it in?
I don't understand the feedback. So I can loosen this down here. Yeah.
Yeah, loosen both those bolts. That'll slide in a little bit and give you a little bit more slack. And then once you've got them attached, we can tighten them up and we can pull that slider out a little bit. And that creates the tension on the belt. Actually, since Patrick's here and he's giving us some feedback, once you've slid that brass piece into the extruder carriage, can you remove them as well, Patrick? See what Patrick says. Maybe we can remove that first one and do it that other way. I think it'll be a little bit easier.
Well, if the teeth were not in the correct orientation,
so Patrick's actually telling us that we've got the head upside down. The brass belt goes down the same way as the nozzle. You have the head upside down. Okay. Well, that's what it's showing us. Patrick, I'm going to show you the photo that we've got. It'll come up on screen right now. We've got it in the same orientation that they've actually described for us. Maybe you can take a look at that and share some of your expertise. And again, this is what I love about the Maker community. We all help out. So Patrick's picked up on something that I believe we might be giving us a bit of a frustrating step. But more than happy for him to chime in and correct us if we're doing something wrong. Should probably take a few minutes for them to hear what's going on. That's all kind of cool. Go back to the work now.
All right, I want to show you something.
Yes, please do.
So, can you see this?
Do you think can you take it to the other camera? Or is it...
it might not be long enough here. Let me pull this closer.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready and I'll switch cameras.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can't do it? A little bit higher? Okay. Drag the printer across.
Okay. All right. Can you see here?
Wow. Okay.
This one, I've got it actually sticking out the other way. This one is down into the track, and this one's up. Is that okay?
I think they all need to be in the same direction.
Orientation.
I think so. I think that could be part of the issue. So.
Oh, so the issue is I can't get it that way.
might need to be able to pull it out, and let's go back to your camera. Can't actually see what's going on. I need it a little bit higher. The white Bowden tube needs to be up. Okay, so let's. Do you want to put it back on? Put the assembly back on the table, and let's work out what's going on. Okay, so what our Patrick is telling us, and it totally can be thinking. Let's remove that plug at the end, and from what is being said is that we need to take that assembly and we need to turn it 180 so that that little piece at the top, which is what I thought was feeding in the material, needs to be down. And that totally makes sense as to why this is causing
so
you a problem.
You're saying to take these out?
Yep.
Like this?
Yep, slide it out. We're going to slide that piece out. We might have to remove also the bones piece, depending on if we can get past it or not.
Wait, so am I taking the whole thing out, or just
Yep.
Giving this more space so that I can connect the other end?
That's correct. Let's see if we can slide that piece off without getting rid of that bone piece. If we can, we'll just turn it around, put it back on. If not, we'll have to remove that bone piece as well, turn it around, put it back on, and put those two pieces back.
I don't know what you mean by bone piece.
You remember the bone piece at the end? Away from where you're working right now? With the three wheels?
I took this thing off. This has been taken off.
Okay. Can you slide the middle piece, the extruder piece, off the end? No, the other way. Go the other way. No. So it's locked in by that piece that it's hitting, which we call the bone piece with the three wheels. You got your hand on it right now. That's the piece we need to remove.
Okay, got it off.
Right. So at this point, what we want to do is slide that middle piece all the way off, and let the cable go through as well. Right. Now we want, see that white tube? We want that white tube to be on the top. Okay. And we want to slide that back on again. Excellent. Let's put the bone piece back on.
Make this easy on myself.
You definitely make it easier on yourself. Thank you for noticing that, Patrick, because if we had put that onto the machine, it would definitely not allow us to extrude anything. It would have been a lot more work to have taken it off after assembly. So we even got a much better from Patrick, who obviously has an Ender 3 as well. Tighten those up. Now you might actually find that the cable is now on the freewheeling side. Patrick's telling us he's kind of an expert at the Ender 3. Well, we're very happy for you to share your knowledge with us here today. Well, I haven't actually.
Thank you, Patrick.
Well, I actually haven't built an Ender 3. I built similar kind of printers, and they all have different systems. So on my printer, the motor and for the extruder are all one piece. Where here the motor is separate and obviously feeds the extruder on the carriage.
All right, now
we're cooking with gas. So I would slide that piece in. Yeah, tighten it just slightly.
Do or don't?
Tighten it just slightly so you can move it back and forth if you need be. And then what we can do is we can actually take that and get that belt on. And then place that
to get the belt
on the 3D printer, and then we're almost home free.
I'm very focused here. Sorry,
yes.
I'm not that vocal.
No, that's okay. That's all right. You know what? It's always good to be able to work out what's going on. So, we were thrown a little bit of a curveball. We were in the middle of it. We were flowing. We got kicked off YouTube. We came back. We're kind of kicking some goals here again, seeing what's going on. So Patrick, in his kindness, just sent us a video on the best way to assemble this printer, and basically told us that the instructions that come from Creality may not be the best way to do it. Would love to be able to go through that next time. And I think if we go through something like this again, I will definitely follow up on that. Thank you, Patrick. I did see your message on Facebook. I think at this point we're just going to have to soldier on just a little bit because we are almost at the end of all these steps. And you know what? This whole video was all about people going on this journey, trying to work out exactly what it is. Josh has definitely got this, Debbie. It's not going to be a problem. We are going to sit here and we're going to work through it. But as I was saying, if you were new to the 3D printing universe, you will be dealing with the same issues that Josh is dealing right now. So that's not a bad thing to be able to work through it. I guess the only difference would be you wouldn't have someone bothering him from the other side of the planet about building this printer.
The opposite. I was.
It'll be nothing worse than someone screaming at you, "Flip the thing just a little bit more." But no, we've got this. It's all good. So you're going to be a T-nut master. Almost.
These are not easy. Like it requires like a little bit of dexterity.
Yep.
It is not really.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The very best way I've noticed to be able to put that sort of thing together is to kind of let it, to undo it halfway, find kind of like a bit of a friction point, slide them in, and then tighten them up just enough so you've got a bit of wiggle room.
I mean, I could get it in perfectly well. It's just that it's not going to be sideways. It's not going to be horizontal.
Yeah, you want them horizontal to the slot as opposed to sideways where there's no the way they actually work, the way these nuts actually work, is that when you put them in and you start putting tension on them, they kind of squeeze in that groove, and it locks the piece down just through pressure. Really, it's a very fast way of assembling things. While you're doing that, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, we are back, and Josh is still working on those T-nuts, just trying to get everything working here. Now we thought this would take an hour, so we're coming up to an hour 40. We're doing okay. The best laid plans. I wonder if I was in New York with you right now, how long this would have taken. Probably longer, and lots more punching and throwing things at each other. All right. That looks good, mate. That looks... How are we looking?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Fantastic. You don't have to go to the gym today. You've done all your
yeah, I'm
all the heavy
definitely
lifting on the 3D printer.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let's get back to the belt. Now, the belt is... yeah, that looks a lot better. Fantastic. Now, can I make a suggestion? On the teeth gear, which is on the inside, if you pull the belt, if you hold the slidey part so it doesn't move with your other hand, right? Or actually, I'd use the hand your other hand in that one, right? Just hold it there, and then what I would do is I would actually pull the belt really tight. Don't let it move though, and then pull it around the tooth gear so it's as tight as it possibly can be, and then wrap it around and just feed it through.
Well, currently, I think I need to.
Yeah, you'll need to re-thread that because it's in the wrong orientation now.
Right. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. We're all good.
So now you're saying to do what?
So I would thread it onto that right hand side, your right hand side, and then what I would do is I would hold the extruder tightly, so it doesn't slide down the shaft, right? And then I would pull it as tight as I could be without breaking it, so that when you slide it around the teeth, there's no gaps, because that's one of the things that'll eat up slack. Right? Once it's on the teeth, it's not going to move. And you got this. Perfect. All right. Absolute new skill, putting these things together. Next thing we'll have to do is get you to build a robot, which is actually what you're doing now. 3D printer is definitely a robot, programmable robot that produces things. Okay, pull it all the way through. Now, is it wrapped around the tooth gear?
It is.
Need some words here, Josh.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic. Cool. So what we need to do then is we need to feed it through that slot again. Wrap it around that end plug and that little wheel there, and then attach it back to that gantry. So the idea is that when you move the gantry, there should be enough tension that it's moving the motor as well. All right, so we're missing a few people, but that's okay. People came, some people left.
This is the same problem I was having before.
Okay.
Where it's tough to get it in here. Is it possible that I have the teeth in the wrong way?
I'm not too sure. As long as the teeth are keyed in with that gear, you're okay.
But do they go one way or another? Like,
Yeah,
are they like angled one way?
That's no. It's either the teeth slot in with the gear or they don't. So if the flat's on the gear, you're in the wrong way. If the teeth are in the gearing knob where the stepper motor is, you're fine.
I know what I did.
What did you do? Talk to us. Let us know what. Share your pain.
Yeah, I think I made it go over a piece of metal that it shouldn't have.
Okay, that's all right. Again, this is the first time that you've done anything like this, so we expected, and again, that's what we wanted to share. We wanted to share with people where those hurdles are.
I'm telling you right now, they're right here. You know, I don't think I have to redo the whole thing. I just need to undo this somehow.
This was the super fast step.
Yeah, right.
We got there.
This is, ugh.
Just out of curiosity, anyone who's still watching, if you're in the chat room, can you let us know if you can hear us okay? Just because I'm getting some messages saying that we've got an audio stream issue, but I just want to make sure that you guys can hear what's going on. Otherwise, Josh and I have been talking to ourselves.
Oh, it's mostly Gil talking.
Well, you
are grousing
definitely
about.
You're working hard. I'm doing the play by play, as they say.
Nope, that's a bad idea.
Okay, so Debbie tells us that she can hear us fine, which is fantastic. Just want to double check that. So. Sounds good on both ends. Perfect. Thank you, Abby. Cool.
I think I need like you know, like the doctors, they have someone mop their brow.
Right. Okay.
Oh boy.
Grab that other end, Josh. Oh, okay. You need to rethread the whole thing?
I don't need to read through. I just take this thing out. It's so stubborn. Do not want to break this, but I also don't find any other way than to force it a little bit here.
Cool. One of the things is just one step at a time. Love for you to explain to you what's going on.
Wait. Got it.
Ah, cool.
Oof. Okay.
So talk to us. Share what's actually happening.
So I had it threaded over the top of where the wheel is.
Okay.
And in fact, it needs to go through over here. So now I've successfully unjammed it, reconnected,
Oh,
pulling
that's looking
tight.
way better. Excellent.
Now I should have enough space to get this correct. Come on, baby. I got you. Is it on the wheel? It is on the wheel.
Okay, just slide it in there, lock it in, and then we're going to put some tension on.
I think there's plenty of tension.
Oh.
Okay, so all right.
What's going on here, Josh?
Oh, wait. These things are. I know. You said these clips are like super awesome in the sense that you would normally have to fabricate them.
Yep.
But they're also like really hard to manipulate.
Well, what you need to do is you actually need to kind of stretch it out a little bit. You need to pull it a little harder, slide it in, and let it go. Just like you did the other one. Now, those belts are pretty strong.
All right, if you say so.
You know, don't break it. I mean, you know, you put enough force through anything, it'll tear. But you know, it's going to take a lot of force to do that. What's the issue? Well, like, just talk to me because I want to help you, and it just seems that there's something going on. And I'm not too sure what it is. I'm a little bit far away from the camera.
Can I show you on this one?
You sure can.
Can't do that.
No. Do you want to pull that 3D printer a little bit closer to you, and let's talk about it on your main camera. Excellent. Okay.
It's kind of the same issue.
A little bit higher up, Josh.
I'm gonna tilt my computer down.
Beautiful. All right. Let's see.
So it just doesn't reach. I mean, it's here.
Right.
And
so you need to slide that down and then have that brass piece go in between that slot, right? Just like the other one.
Yes.
I need you to move the camera down or move that piece up a little bit because we can't see anything. Okay. Cool. Oh, okay. I see how you've actually done it. No problems. Okay. So what I would do is you need to pull it really strongly. It will give a little bit more, right? Yeah. You might need to hold it with your other hand. Keep going, keep going. So looking at how much distance you need to go still, I have a feeling that the belt on the tooth has missed a little bit. There's a little bit too much tension there. Or have you got it now? No. So I think that belt around the original part is not. You know, it needed to be a little bit tighter to give you that enough distance to go through. Hold that piece down again, Josh. Put that piece in the thing. Take your finger, and I want you to push down on the belt between the carriage and the motor. I want to see how much tension's there. Okay, that's not.
Say that again.
Okay, move the carriage, hold it with your other hand, right? And then with your other hand, I want you to push down on the belt that's exposed. Yeah, you see how there's a lot of give there? There's a lot of slack there, right? That needs to be tighter around the pulley that's in with the teeth. So, Josh, can you see me if I go to my camera?
Hang on.
can
You're
you
gonna flip up.
Okay. So basically what's going on is that, and I've got props. So I've got a pen, right? And I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to take this piece of paper and we're going to make that the belt. Give me 1 second and I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Okay. This is quite common when you do this for the very first time. You have a pulley. Okay. So you have a pulley that is free based, which means that it just moves this way, right? On the other end, you have a cog, and there's teeth on the inside of this. Now, if the teeth are not as tight as possible, what ends up happening is, hang on a second, I'll show you exactly what's going on. I need this to stay. Is that there's a little bit of a kink, right? So it's a little floppy on this inside part. What you need to do is you need to lift the belt, pull it really tight, and drop it onto the cog so that it is as tight as possible. That'll give you a few more that little bit of area for you to pull and place that into the actual slot. You're missing a little bit of tension on the link between the carriage and the geared tooth. Does that make sense?
Like,
was there any questions, Josh? Do you understand what
I do understand. Okay, I understand the concept of what you're saying,
right?
but I do not understand what that looks like here.
Okay.
So from what I'm looking at, the teeth on the belt are in the gear. Like there's no going any tighter.
Okay, so you need to lift those teeth out, the belt out, and you need to pull, make sure there's tension on that as tight as possible, and then drop it back in. I have done this enough times to know that if you don't put enough tension on there, there's at least one more tooth that all the belt can pull forward on. And that will give you, that's the problem, is because it doesn't have that tension, you're not able to slip that last piece into the carriage.
Right. I understand and I don't understand at the same time.
Okay.
So okay.
Tell you what, go back to your main camera, bring the piece in, and I'm going to talk you through it. And we're gonna play the trust game here. Okay, I need you to move the camera down. Fantastic. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to loosen up. You need to move the camera down just a little bit more so you can work easily. Thank you. So what I want you to do is I want you to take the Allen key and I want you to wiggle the belt off the actual threaded gearing that's on the inside. You know, the one that's got the teeth that match?
Yeah.
I want you to take it off. I want you to make a big loop so that it's not actually threaded into the teeth.
I don't understand. Am I taking this off of this tab here or not?
No, leave the tab. I want you to run the Allen key. Put the Allen key in between. I want you to move it the other way. So move the Allen key. Slide the Allen key down. Towards the motor. Keep going. Keep going. That was exactly what I was asking you to do. So, right? And
now what am I doing though?
Right. I want you to take the belt off the gearing that's in there. I want it to be free and not the teeth not to be in the gear itself. Is that clear? Is that
yeah, okay.
Okay. So give it as much slack as you need. Doesn't really matter at this point. You should have a really floppy loop that's not touching any of the gearing. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but
yeah, I gotta.
Okay.
It's not on the gearing.
right? I need you to pull the
I'm
camera down a
holding
little
it,
bit
but
so I can see what's going on.
I'm
Great. Okay, you got it. So then I want you to slide the assembly all the way to the end, without the teeth. No, the other the end that we're working on. Okay. So now, if you were to pull on that belt, you would get as maximum tension as you need. But I want you to be able to pull on that belt without the belt going into the teeth of the gear. So you might have to pull it upwards a little bit, right? Can you, from where we can see, can you see there's a little loop that we can see? See, there's a little bit of a loop on the belt. Yeah. If you push that down, we want to get rid of that loop. Yep. Keep going. Really, really strong. Pull it as tight as you possibly can. Part of the issue is that it's actually in the teeth, and the teeth are holding it in position. So, all right. Is that giving you a little bit more play at the end?
I should mention, I'm running out of batteries on my headset.
Okay. And I think we're running out of time for this session, but we can definitely pick it up again. Can't really see what's going on though, Josh. Sorry, mate. I'm seeing your t-shirt. That's about it. All right.
I'm going to work on it down here because I can't do this and like.
Okay, sure.
It's. This is supposed to be easy?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know the plug that you put back in at the end? Is it pushed all the way in when you tightened it?
I'm trying to see it.
Because that can also give you a little bit more length if it hasn't, if it can go in a little bit further.
It's not going in anymore.
Okay, just leave it loose. Leave it loose at this point.
Okay.
Okay, try it now.
This is not happening. Damn it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I think that we might need to regroup on this step. So since you're running out of batteries and we've done double what we expected, how about we take a break and we come back to this for the second part of this this video?
Right on.
You good with that?
Yep.
Okay. So Josh, flip up your camera. Let's. I think that what we were able to do. This is the wonderful thing about learning is that we were able to do a whole lot of content. It's one of those things where I wish if I was there, it would have been just like, cool, let's keep moving. You've learnt an immense amount of stuff today. You've worked with a whole bunch of different components that you probably didn't even know existed before. So Josh, you've done an incredible job. And I really look forward to being able to finish this off so we can get some power going to the 3D printer and get you printing.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And
I think we all are.
I might have to look at this with you offline just to kind of.
That's okay.
Like, yeah.
We'll definitely do that. And you know what? We may find a different strategy just to get the belt and a few other things up and running so that we can come back and share it with everyone. But you know what? If you were a new 3D printer person, if you're new to this and you were doing this, you'll have exactly the same kind of uphill learning curve. And Josh, you did a great job, man. I mean, like, you know, I'm really proud of you. And you know, it's all kind of super cool. So, you know, don't be discouraged. This is just a small little blip, man. There's a lot of things to learn, and there's a lot of pleasure that you're gonna get from this. So, Josh, mate, I know that it's nighttime where you are. I'm starting my day, or it's actually halfway through the day. We're gonna see you guys real soon. We're gonna send it out when we're gonna pick this up. It'll probably be next week, and I'm thinking maybe Monday morning for me, maybe Monday night, because again, I'm on a mission to be able to get this working for you, Josh. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
Well, I do feel like I
look like you ran a marathon, man. It's like you're running on this thing. It's a bit of work.
Yeah, well, I get very very focused. So that's like cool. I'm coming out of the build mode now, and I can talk to you like.
That's okay. That's all right, man. I mean, you know what? That's part of it. Part of it is, you know, you're a teacher yourself. When you're in the middle of something, sometimes you need to have all that brain power aimed at in a certain way. But that's all cool, man. I had a blast today. You know what? There was a few things, but we, you know what they say? You kind of knock off the horse, get back on the horse, and we're going to do that after the weekend. So, Josh, I'm going to say thank you so much for letting me be a part of this journey. It was exactly what I expected, so there's no problem there. If you've got something you want to just, and I want to thank everyone who joined us. Actually, you know, it's been great, Patrick. You helped us out with things. I know that we've had some friends and family drop in. Thank you so much for like we had one thing going and then something else happened. Thank you for sticking with us. And that's the beauty of these kind of live builds, is that you never know exactly where they're going to take us.
Yeah, I will say thank you to my friends and family who've stopped in to watch me put this together. I really appreciate you. I love each and every one of you. So thank you for coming by.
Well, I'm not family, so yeah, I'm not family, so I'm feeling the love that's going on there.
Oh, but, you get my love to it. You get my love too, Gil.
Any of Josh's family, if you're interested in this sort of stuff, I actually have a whole channel, and you're more than welcome to check out some of the things. Maybe a little bit of a shorter kind of learning curve, because usually I'm editing a whole bunch of things out. It's not a live build as such, but if you're interested in that sort of stuff, I'd love for you to join and see some of the things that we do down under, as they say.
Down under.
Thank you so much for being part of this first live stream. As they say, things can only get better, and we're both learning as we go along. So, Josh, love you, mate, and I look forward to doing the next part real soon so we can get everything up and running.
I think we're almost there.
I think so too. I think we're at that point where just a little bit of work offline, and we're just gonna glide home. All right, we'll see you guys real soon.
It's gonna be difficult for me not to look at this until next time. But
we'll deal with it. It'll all be cool, man. Okay. Mm-hmm. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
All right.